वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शुभ सायंकालः। So next time, if any of you are familiar with the prayers, who are logged in first can chant the prayer also. I hope you will be comfortable. First, for a short time, we will just go through the importance of Samskritam. Yeah, we know that it is one of the oldest languages spoken by Bharatavarsha, Bharatkhanda. Sanskritam belongs to a group of languages called Proto-Indo-European languages. Short form, we will say for the time being 5. So, Latin, Greek, and other languages are also considered to be the part of this 5. It is considered to be the common ancestor of many of the Indo-European languages, hypothetically. The parent language can be traced from the languages which they were descended from it. The reconstruction of the parent language is called Proto-Indo-European model. The widely spoken offspring languages of 5 are Spanish, English, Persian, French, then Indian languages like Hindi, Urdu, Marathi, etc. It shows that Sanskritam is the mother of many Indian and European languages. We use the word, generally we say Sanskrit, but it is actually the anglicized word of Samskritam. Samskritam is the correct word actually in Sanskrit. Okay, for the time being, I'll also say Sanskrit. It is we'll use the word Samskritam, not Sanskrit. The language is Sanskritam. Here, the transliterated word is used. So again, in the year 2001, another international standard for romanization, ISO, transliteration of Devanagari and related Hindi script into Latin characters. Actually, we would have seen in so many slokas and all, no, some on the top, no, some lines and all, no. So that is the like characters. I mean, in 2001, they have again modified and so that. The Devanagari script can be read in English also by many, because if you are not comfortable with Sanskritam. So Sanskritam uses Devanagari script to represent the sound in the form of vowels and consonants and their combinations. It's a living language. It has its roots in Vedas. Vedas are the prana of Ishvara. So, can anyone tell me who composed Veda? Who created Veda? Composed has got a different meaning. Who created? Who wrote Veda? Can anyone? Can you unmute and say? Is that possible? I think Geeta. Sorry. One of you can. Yeah. Vyasa has actually composed the Vedas. Generally, Vedas are from Ishvara. No one has created. It was only composed. Vyasa has composed because it was in the Prapancham, and he has composed into 4 parts: Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana. You might be knowing. So, actually, the Vedas are the prana of Ishvara. So, no one has created Veda; it was created by Ishvara. Since Vedas are not subject to destruction, so it is the prana. It is not subject to destruction. Sanskritam is also not. I mean, it is also aksharam, not cannot be destructed. That is why the letters of the languages are called aksharam. Aksharam means na sharati iti aksharam. We'll say like that. Na sharati iti aksharam. That means it cannot be destroyed or destructed.
Padmaji.
Yes, Ji. Yeah.
Can I just clarify about this Vedas?
Okay, Ji.
So Vedas actually are stated to be given out by Bhagavan, Ishvara. So it is not a man-made composition, it is a divine composition. What Vedavyasa did was, he actually codified the Vedas, because originally Vedas were one body of scripture. I mean, there was no such division as Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva. This codification, this division, subdivision, was brought about by Veda Vyasa. So he did not create anything on his own. What was already there, he just codified it for ease of our study and for ease of. Well, it would have been extremely difficult for someone to study the entire body of Vedas. So that is why, for certain purposes, of course, which is not the subject matter of discussion here, Veda Vyasa codified the Vedas. That much you can understand. Okay. Continue, Padmaji. Sorry.
Dhanyavad. Akshara means that which cannot be destroyed. Sanskritam has its roots in Vedas and therefore it cannot be destroyed. Also, the languages is still spoken in some parts of India. I think we would have heard, in Karnataka, some village, I think Mathur or some villages, many people are, mostly all people, they speak in Sanskritam. And we study in schools and colleges, and it is available for communication. Once if you practice, it can be easily communicated. It is the second official language of Jharkhand, India. If you want to study Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, and all, we need to know Sanskrit. Then only we can enjoy the meaning of it, and also what is actually um, written, or what is actually the Bhagavad Gita is conveying, we will be able to understand. So you will be totally handicapped if you do not know Sanskritam. Any amount of translated study will not help you to understand the scriptures. Scriptures means here it is the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, etc. Sanskritam is one of the oldest languages in the world, and since many languages had their origin in Sanskritam, it is called the mother of all languages. So many of the modern languages are considered to be the children of Sanskritam. So introduction to Sanskritam. See, Sanskritam words and equivalent English words, it is more or less of the same sound. Or so we can see, if you see some of the words, we can infer that it is Sanskritam is the oldest language, and also it has got its, other languages has got its roots from Sanskritam. See, Gau in Sanskrit is cow in English. Sarpa, snake in English. Danta, dental in English. Kancha, 5 in English. Tat, that, that we will say, no? That's a book. That. Sama, similar. Sapta, 7. Ashta, 8. Nava, 9. Yavana, Juvalin. I'm getting the message that it will stop in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know why that is happening.
Yeah. Some Sanskrit syllables. Varna means letter. Mala means garland. So Varnamala means the garland of letters. The etymology of the word Varnaha is Varnayate Prerayate iti Varnaha. It means that which is impelled from the vocal organs. So that is Varna. So Devanagari is the name given for the Sanskrit script. Varnamala are also called Aksharamala. Then Aksharam means that which is indestructible. We have already seen that Aksharam.
Padmaji, if this meeting stops, we will log in again, huh? Everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to see why it is only 40 minutes because normally it is unlimited for license there. So there is something we are missing. Okay, if it stops,
Yes.
then we will log in again.
Yes. There are 13 vowels in Sanskritam. So it is very important. 13 vowels. We should always remember this. They are called Swaraha. Swatantrataya agachati. We will say that it comes on its own. It is not dependent on any other letters. That is why it is Swaraha and vowels. Swara Varnaha or Achaha. So now we will just see the word Achaha. This and all we will study later. They are classified into simple vowels and conjunct vowels, monophthongs and diphthongs. Simple vowels and conjunct vowels. There are 13 vowels. Some vowels are classified as simple vowels. Some are conjunct vowels. We will see what are the vowels which are simple vowels. Simple vowels. Simple vowels are a, I, u, r, r. So the last letter we should pronounce like, we should not say ru with a sound. R. So like that we should say. These are all simple vowels. Diphthongs. So those are all a, I, o, au. Now we will just see what are our simple vowels and diphthongs. Later, we will, study the little bit in a elaborate manner so that you can understand. Now you may think, even the vowels are divided into two, but you will come to know. Simple vowels have the same sound at the beginning and the end. Diphthongs are formed by the combination of two vowels in a syllable. It begins with the sound of one vowel and ends with the sound of another vowel. So these diphthongs are with the combination of two vowels. See, actually, it is a plus e is actually a. You just will see the expansion. We'll see later. A plus a, I. A plus u, au. A plus o. Sorry, a plus u, o. A plus o, au. So A, I, O, O. Those four letters are with the combination of two vowels, two simple vowels. So that is why they are called diphthongs or conjunct vowels. Now we'll see how to write letters. Most of you are familiar with the letters. I think who are all not familiar with the letters, can you just raise your hand or you can tell your name? I remember last time Suleka ji was telling that she's not familiar with the letters, alphabets. Am I correct, Suleka ji?
Yes, that's correct, Padmaji.
Okay. Oh, very easily you can practice the Bahini. What
Thank
about
you.
others? What about others? So I think the rest of our class are familiar with the letters. Anyway, even I was also familiar with the letters, but I was not sure about the rules or I mean, how to write and all. I was not sure about it. Probably in this class, in this course, we will even know how the letters are formed, how it has to be pronounced, and how it has to be written. So all that you can see before going to the exact Samskrtam. So this is the
Padmaji,
first letter.
1 minute.
Yes,
Padmaji,
yes,
can you please show
yes, please.
me the previous screen, diphthongs formation? 1 minute.
Yes, yes. We'll actually share the PDF. Even now,
Okay,
if you
okay,
want to see again, yeah,
okay,
no,
okay.
no, no problem. You can just go to this.
Yeah, I copied it. Thank you. I'll just add a
Okay.
check. Thank you. Thank you.
Then one of us will share the screen. I mean, will share the PDF after the class is over. So that time you can, I mean, see, and if you want if you want to practice, you can do it. See, this is how the has to be written. No? See you can see the arrow mark, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So very nicely it is given, and so which one you have to write first, and which one you have to write second, and the last. The horizontal line on top it should always be the last one. So that is a general rule. Then another one, this woo, that first letter like 3 it is there, no? That has to be. Uh, I mean, we should not draw the horizontal line over that. It's a general rule. That like 3, no, if it is a bend, if it is a straight line, you can draw this horizontal line. If it is not a straight line, if it is curve, generally we should not draw the horizontal line. So that is why that 5 has been written on top of 4. So it is not covering 1 and 2. I hope I am clear. So this is a blank screen, that is only to practice. See, this is A. So the horizontal line is written on 4 and over 4 and 5. So same as A, another line. So E. So now you can see the E is one small horizontal line is there. Then it is we are writing it like S. So A, B, C, D. That letters are given for 1. It is for 1. 2. First one we have to write it A, B, C, D. Starting from A up to D. Then on top of A, we have to write the horizontal line. That is number 2. Then E. E is also similarly E. The only addition is like we have to write on top of it one like C mark. No, that is that represents E long sound. First one is A, B, covering A, B, C, and D. Then second one is the horizontal line. Third one is the on top of 2. That is E. See the how they are written. So actually we will write 3, and over that we will write one horizontal line. But actually no, that if you see, observe A part, it is actually like a half of the first C, inverted C. Then A, B, then on top of A line. So that's how we have to write woo. Even I was also writing earlier with 3 on top of 3. I used to write the horizontal line. I have understood how it has to be written.
So any moment the video, this session will stop. I request everybody to please log in again immediately.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
There is some problem.
Woo, that long sound. So after writing the first one A, B, we have to write the second one see the what do you say, that inverted C like that. Then on top of it, 3 horizontal line. Then R. R, if you closely observe, first we have to write there's a V symbol, no? First one, A and B. That A and B belongs to number 1. Then 2, we have to write the horizontal line. Then it is actually like S. Now A, then B, C, then D. D is like a small C. So this is on, then 4 is on top of 2. This is R. Sulekha ji, if you practice, you will get it. See.
Just to add, what I will do is today after the class, I will circulate 2 exercise books to. First of all, I will circulate 1 exercise book which has got vowels, vowels and consonants. So in that, all these things are very clearly given, and so that you can practice them, either by copying them on a piece of paper or take a printout of that page of the exercise book and practice it in that itself. So that is very, very essential. Writing practice is very necessary for Sanskrit study. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Dhanyavad. So R, the long sound is only a difference. After D, you have to write one more C. So that is the difference. R and R. R is another C, that is D, A, B, C, D, E. So that is only the D and E, only the difference between R and R. Then R. So this is, but actually we don't use this one much. But anyway, in Vedas, in some olden scripts, we can see this letter. So let us familiarize with this letter also. First one, the number 1, A, B, and C. That consists of number 1. 2 is a small horizontal line. Then, sorry, a small vertical line. Then number 3 is horizontal line over 2. So A, B, C, that is 1 vertical line, then horizontal line. Then this one A. So A is, first one is longer, first one will be long, second one will be short. Then third one, horizontal line covering both 1 and 2. So one will be always long. That we have to remember. Then I is similar to A, but except another line over the horizontal line, number 4. So that is the difference, A and I. Then O. O is also first one. 3, like 3 we have to write 1 and 2 numbers. Then another line 3, see number 3. Then 4 vertical line, 5 vertical line. Then 6 covers only the 2 vertical lines, like A. But the difference is top of A you have to put number 7 on the horizontal line. That's the difference. This is O. How is similar to O, but additionally you have to put one more 8, like one more line on top of the horizontal line. So that is the difference. You can observe only the horizontal line is over the vertical lines, not on 3. Then actually in when we say vowels, swara, akshara, the and aha also we will pronounce, but those syllables are not included in the vowel list, though they are taught along with the vowels. Actually, it comes along with the vowels, but when we say how many vowels are there, we have to say only 13. They are not independently used like other vowels. but they add specific sounds to the syllable they are added to. Actually, because I was telling that swara aksharani sadandrena agachati. So there's a a to au. They are not attached with any other alphabet. They are coming independently. But whereas this and ha, see, I is there, then another two dots are there. Is a, so vowel is there. On top of a, you are putting one dot. So these two are not swatantrena agachati. It is not coming independently. So that is why we are not generally included in the vowel list, even though we write along with the vowels. And ah. The dot on the top of the syllable is called anuswaraha. It is we will pronounce it as but it is called anuswaraha. But this anuswaraha, visarga and all will be using it many times in our Samskrtam. So let us be familiar with that. That colon, no, that two dots next to the syllable a is called visarga. Aha. Matra. Matra is a measure or unit of time taken to pronounce a letter. Based on the time taken to pronounce the letter, vowels are classified into short and long vowels. See, when we are telling a, o, so you can also feel when we say a, the time taken to pronounce a is little, shorter than the time taken to pronounce a. So that is why they are classified again as short vowels and long vowels. Short and long. You see what are all short vowels. Short vowels in Sanskritam it is called Hrasva. Hrasva, Swaraha. Swaraha means those aksharams or aksharani is the plural form, but for the sake I will also say aksharams. Okay, Hrasva. It is called Hrasva. Hrasva means short. A, E, U, R, R. So these are all only, shorter. Doesn't take more, lengthier time. So it is short vowels. When compared to all that long vowels. So only those five are short vowels. A, E, U, R, and R. A is pronounced. So okay. Now we will see how it should be pronounced. It is very, it will be very interesting, no? We see I is pronounced as in America, cup, bus, etc. To utter a, there is slight tension in the throat, but there is no tension when uttering dirga a or pluta a, that we will see later. E is pronounced as in inform, heat, init, etc. So E, how where and all, how it should be pronounced, because we are familiar with the English words, so it is given in examples are given in English. Who is pronounced as in look, suit, book. A, E, U are the basic sounds. R is pronounced as in crystal, river, etc. Even though it is not exactly 100% similar, but to some extent it matches with the sound. R. R is pronounced as in jewelry. So we can appreciate the word now. Jewelry, because R and all we don't give specific. We don't press the word. Jewelry will pronounce. So like that, the R is to be pronounced. Glycerin. Then long vowels. Dirga swaraha. A, E. See, we can compare the time. A, E, U, R, A, I, O, Au. So these are all long vowels. 3, 6, 8. 8 long vowels and 5 short vowels. So examples. A is pronounced as in father, far, bar. E is pronounced as in easy, beat, eagle. U is pronounced as in rooster, pool, pool. Ru is the long form of r and pronounced as in read. A is pronounced as in fable, grey, gate, a sound. I is pronounced as in my, fly, aisle, etc. O is pronounced as in goat, road, pole, o sound. Ow is pronounced as in down, noun, loud. The examples are almost very nicely given. Thank you, Guruji. The time taken to pronounce a short vowel is 1 second. Then the time taken to pronounce long vowels and diphthong would be 2 seconds. So matra, actually one matra means 1 second generally. All diphthongs are long vowels. Elongated or protracted vowels are those which take more than 2 seconds, like om. Actually, that om consists of 3 words. O, U, im. 3 letters, not words, sorry. 3 letters. They are called prutaha. So more than 2 seconds or more than 2 matras are prutaha. Like om. So this is actually one sutra type. I'll just read. Eka matro bhavet hasvaha. So hasvaha is 1 matra. Dvi matro dirgha uchyate. So dvi matra, 2 matras on the dirgha. Then 3 matras to pluto nyeyaha. So 3 matra on the pluto. 3 matras are pluto. Vyanjanam charda matra makam. So Vyanjanam that we will see later. So this is a small sutra for that short vowels and long vowels. So A, E, U, Ru are long vowels. A, I, O, Au are long and conjunct vowels. Can anyone tell why A, I, O, Au are conjunct vowels also, long and conjunct vowels?
Because it is a formation of two vowels together. A
Uttamam.
is formed with
Very good.
A is formed
Combination of
by
two.
A plus E is A, because two vowels put together form a aksharam. That is called as a long and conjunct vowels. Is it right?
Yes. Combination of 2 letters. That is why it is conjunct vowels. Yes, exactly. Uttamam. A, I, O, and Au are long as well as conjunct vowels. Yeah, correct.
Thank you.
Just we will see the summary. Uttamam means good. I just wanted to practice small Samskritam words. That is why I said Uttamam. Okay, summary. Now you have seen already, there are 13 plus 2 vowels. Vowels are classified into simple vowels and conjunct vowels. Simple vowels are a, e, u, r. So those are all simple vowels, 9. Conjunct vowels are 4, a, I, o, and au. Another way of classification in terms of time taken to pronounce. Time taken to pronounce matra. Short vowels and long vowels. Short vowels are 5. A, E, U, R, and L. Long vowels are A, E, U, R, R, A, I, O, and Au. Okay, long vowels are how many matras? Can anyone tell?
Sorry.
Two matras.
Long vowel, 2 matras, yes. Uttamam. So A, E, U, and Ru are long vowels. A, I, O, and Au are long and conjunct vowels. All conjunct vowels are long vowels. Because it's a combination of 2 letters. So 2 letters means automatically minimum it should be more than 1. So long vowels. So this we will see 9. Okay, then how it should be pronounced? Place of pronunciation of vowels. Actually, in
Padmaji,
Sanskritam, if we see, yes, yes,
one question to everybody. Other than Sulekha ji, if is everybody else comfortable with Devanagari script, that is they can read and write?
Read, not write. I
Read.
can read, I can
I
write.
am comfortable with Hindi, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So who else knows to read but not write?
Me.
I also
can't
I
write.
also can read but not write.
Okay.
Yes.
So
All-
that is, I mean, what I can see is almost all of you,
Mm.
either like Sulekha ji cannot read and write, which is quite understandable, and others can read but not write, right?
Yes.
Now,
Sir, Madhvi here, I can write also. Hindi I can write. I don't know if it is very different from Devanagari. Hindi I can write.
well, it is not very different. Devanagari is Hindi also uses Devanagari only. But in Sanskrit, the occurrence of certain conjunct consonants and all will come, which I'm not very sure they are all used very widespread in Hindi as such. But once you know the basics, then it should not be a problem for you to learn. So
Yes.
only thing is writing will be very useful because once you keep on writing and practicing with writing, then the reading becomes much more easier with that rather, right? So I would actually suggest that everybody should practice writing these vowels and these consonants and all whatever is being taught. And if anybody has got any doubt, any difficulty, we can always repeat, some of the slides and take you through that. We can do that. Okay. Okay, Padmaji, continue. I just wanted to know how many people are comfortable with Devanagari. That's all. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Okay, continue.
Then see now the place of pronunciation of vowels. So from which part of our mouth those words, not words, letters, so those letters originate. So that is actually very important. And we can, if you see the this Vyanjana Aksharani, that is we will see in the next class. We will appreciate. Even when I learned, I was really surprised how Samskrtam is. I was really appreciating the language. I don't think that much of in depth what we say analyzation in other languages like English or other languages. So this and it actually comes from the throat. Therefore, gutturals. So generally, we'll just. I mean, the next class, if you see in length with the picture and all, we'll be able to easily understand. Just you can yourself pronounce and see from where it comes, from where it originates from your mouth. Ah, ah. So from the throat. Palate. Hence palatals. Okay, you can unmute yourself. I mean, sorry, mute yourself and practice so that you can do it by yourself. Dhanyawad. From lips. Hence, it is labials. You can unmute Bahini. Geeta Bahini. You can you can mute yourself and practice. Thank you. So it comes from the from lips. Then cerebrum and cerebrals. Teeth, hence dentals. Eye, throat and palate. So we use both. Eye, throat and palate. So in the next class we will see the picture. So gutturals, palatals, labials, cerebrals, dentals. So those are 5. Throat and palate is a combination. So here it is given. What are gutturals? Sounds produced at the back of the oral cavity, that is throat. Example, a and a. So the dark portion, no, from there only it originates. So that is guttural. Sounds produced at the back of the oral cavity, that is throat. A, a. A, are produced from the red mark, gutturals. What are palatals? Sounds produced when touching the palate of the mouth with the tongue. That is the roof of the mouth. E and E. So we are touching the tongue to the roof. E and E. So those are palatals. What are labials? Sounds produced when touching the upper lip with the lower lip. Oo, oo. So the red portion. Only touching the lips, lower lip and upper lip. Cerebrals. Sounds produced by touching the roof of the mouth with the tongue. The tongue is curly in this position. R. So when we say R, no, actually somewhat the tongue twist, no. So R, R. So there are cerebrals. What are dentals? Sounds produced by touching just above the upper teeth. So the R. So Varnamala, those aksharam are divided into two, vowels and consonants. Okay, consonants I think you will see in the next class, I think, Mahodaya.
Yeah, yeah. Take consonants. If you want, okay, I mean, is that the last slide for this vowels? Can you go to the
Yes,
next slide after
yes.
this?
Consonants.
Okay, so consonants. So we will stop here, and
Yes,
with this vowels. Actually, the alphabets, what we call in English as alphabets, is called Varnamala in Sanskrit. So all these are Varnas basically. Mala means a garland. Varnamala, a garland of sounds. What we must understand is that originally Sanskrit language had no script. It's an oral language, and it was communicated or passed on from generation to generation merely by word of mouth, by the sound produced by the mouth. It is only much later that when and people used to remember. I mean, just imagine, all the Veda mantras which are all in Sanskrit. People used to teach them, and the students used to learn them by memorizing them and then reproducing them. That was their intellectual mental capacity. But as the mental capacity of humans started coming down, the written Devanagari script was introduced. So the Devanagari script, that has helped us a lot in terms of spreading the language to people who actually have not been exposed to it. Because today we have got books, we have got material in writing with which we can practice with and read and write and all that. So what we have to understand is that this is the language. That's why it is called an oral language, oral tradition. It is not a written tradition at all. And this Varnamala, as I said, it consists of basically vowels and consonants. But then, as we have just now seen, the vowels have got two types, simple vowels and conjunct vowels, two vowels put together. Similarly, in consonants also, we will see that there are simple consonants and then conjunct consonants. So these four items of Varnamala are very important for us to learn. A, what are the alphabets, and B, how to pronounce them. Because pronunciation in Sanskrit is very important. Even though those who are exposed to Devanagari and Hindi, they may not find it that much difficult. But people who are either from South who have not studied Hindi, or who are abroad, who have no much exposure to the Indian languages, they have to exercise a lot of care while pronouncing, because even a slight change in the in pronouncing will change the meaning of the word in the language. So dhira, then dhira, just there's emphasis. One is without emphasis, D. Another is D. Both these sounds have different meanings, totally different meanings. So one has to be very careful in pronouncing. That is why it is very important to learn which part of the mouth pronunciation should be done. In fact, Sanskrit is a language which prides itself in saying that we try to use all the parts of the mouth in pronouncing the words or pronouncing the letters. So whatever instruments God has given us in our mouth, we use all of them, and we don't complicate it. Certain complicated sounds can be made with that, but that is Sanskrit doesn't recognize them. Simply, which everybody can practice, everybody can pronounce, such sounds are used. So Sanskrit is a sound language, basically. So with that, I think today we will end our session. If there are any doubts, any questions.
Guruji, one doubt, Padma Madam also. This is Sriram here. Namaste. So normally we write, when we do our puja and all, we write Om. I'm just checking Om on the screen, on the WhatsApp for everyone.
Yeah.
How do you explain this Om when you say the U is very clear, but how does the syllable above that or the letter above that, how does it work in the Devanagari script, Guruji?
See, the word Om, which is from the yoga shastra point of view, it is called A, U, and all that. All that are all not valid. First of all, Om is not a syllable which can be expressed in writing. It is a sound syllable. And the Om has to be pronounced as Pluta, 3 matras. Right? So the word Om itself, or Om is a word actually. It is not just a syllable, but it's called a sound syllable. And in the Devanagari script, what they write as that, a tree and dot in the top and all that, that is not a valid thing, but that is being popularly used for quite some years now. Okay. So that is why Om is just a sound symbol. Even when you meditate on Om, you are not supposed to meditate on form. Om has no form. Om is what? Om is Brahman. So Brahman has no form, so Om has no form. But those are all matters of philosophy, with the matters of Vedanta.
So in short, it is not in the script at all.
No, it is not. It is just some people have introduced it, this Om, at some point in time in order to give it a form rather. As such, the Om does not have any form at all. So it is not a part of the script, Sanskrit script.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So that is that. If any other doubts are there, any other questions are there, we can take it. Otherwise, we will close with prayers today. Anybody has got any doubt? As I said, before the next class, in the next 2-3 days, initially, writing, some amount of effort will be required. All of you will have to work a little, find out time to do little practice in writing. And so I will send after the class, I will send you that exercise books. You can see that. And, in the school, as children, we used to do that. When we learned English alphabets, we used to get that 4-line notebook from the shop, and then we used to practice all the alphabets, cursive writing and all that. So similarly, we have to practice this a little bit. Initial stages only, till you become comfortable with the alphabets and all. So that I will send it to you. I'll send a PDF copy so you can take a printout if you want. Otherwise, you can just see it and then copy it on a notebook rather. Any notebook will do rather. The idea is to practice. So that is what it is. We will do that. We will go to the consonants in the next class. In the meantime, when you practice, of course, these slides are very useful. I will circulate the slides also after the class and also the video. They are very useful in terms of knowing the strokes rather. You must know which stroke should come first, which should come second, and like that. So these slides you can use to practice that also. Okay. So any other questions, doubts, clarification? Anybody else wants? If there is nothing, I think Padma ji can do the final prayer and close the session. Padma ji, can you hear me? What happened?
Yes, yes. I had just muted, that is why.
Muted. Okay. So you can say the final prayers and we'll close.
Bhavan vaditu, Mahodaya.
I will say? Okay. I'll say it. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Padma ji.
Hari Om. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you on Friday, all of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. Namaste.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Padma ji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.